Hello everyone, it's Elizabeth here. Today I want to talk about the language of risk. When you have got everybody using the same vocabulary, you can have more intelligent conversations where people actually know what you're talking about. And this goes for absolutely any project management area. Risk is what we're talking about specifically today, but the concept of using the same jargon across your whole project management spectrum, every department, every project, every program, every portfolio, it really makes a big difference. It gives you common understanding. So with risk, it's often difficult to establish a common language because while you might have textbook language and terminology that you want to use, risk management approaches across the business have probably grown up holistically, organically over time. And you'll have one department over here managing departmental risk in a particular way, a team over here managing project risk in another way, and they might not use the same vocabulary. When we looked into this in our organisation, we realised that at an enterprise level, the risk matrix that tracked probability and impact was not the same as the PMO was using. So we had two different ways of categorising the impact of risk across the business, whereas it would have been more sensible, and we did, to standardise onto the same way of talking about risk. So a major risk at an enterprise level is the same as a major risk at project level. It gives the board, it gives everybody clarity about what's important, what we're talking about, and gives you comparability between risks that are coming from different places in the organisation. So different departments, different guidance, different words. You might think that's not that important, but actually getting clarity is a really good step on being able to take risk management as an organisation to the next level. So we'll have a feature in one area that's called something different, like I've explained with the risk matrix, and major meaning different things in different areas. So how do you get beyond that? How do you take the step to move beyond departments using different words? Especially as a project manager, you don't have control over what other departments do. So what you can do is basically just support. But if you're in a PMO director role or you're in a leadership position, then you can influence in a big way to try to bring everybody onto the same page with the risk language that you use. The first step, if you're a risk manager or if you're in a role where you can influence this, is to work out what's out there. Do a survey, find out what different departments are using for how they manage and monitor risk, how they track risk, how they categorise risk, and talk to them about their guidelines and their decisions and how all of their risk stuff works. Find out what's out there and you will find pockets of good practice. People who've been doing it for a long time, who've got very well established processes, and within the PMO you'll probably find, hopefully just the one process, but you never know, there might be people who've taken it a step further or done something different or chosen to use a tool to help with them with risk management, for example. So try to gather all of that together. If possible, then you come to standardising, and if possible, choose something that is already out there to standardise to. So you're not creating something new for everybody to follow. You're finding a pocket of best practice and saying, this is the best risk assessment grid we've got in the business. We're all going to standardise to use this one. This is the best risk log form or the risk log software or the tool that we're using to do assessments. Whatever it is, find them and then say to everybody, we standardise to that. The benefit of that is that you've already got champions out there who know and love that particular way of working, who can support that adoption. And you're selling the change in a way that says, this team have already done it and it works. Not, I made this thing up and you have to follow it. We're saying, we've got experience as a company and we're taking best practice and we are giving you the opportunity to be better with tools and jargon and whatever that other people have used and proven to be a success. So you're standardising, you're explaining why, and you're basically doing change management to encourage everybody to adopt the new ways of working. You will need to expire any old documentation that doesn't meet those criteria, and you will need to create and update documentation so that everybody has a new set of risk management documents. And then you reinforce. It takes time to change people to a new way of working. You can see how while this would work at an enterprise level, it's quite difficult for project managers to get hands-on and ring up the team in India and see how they manage risk. It's just less practical. But within your team of project managers, if you believe that your level of project management maturity is perhaps not quite as high as you would like it to be, you may find that project and program managers across your division, even within your PMO, within your department, might be doing risk management in a slightly different way. So as a group of project managers, you could get together to compare best practice, to create some standard documents, to create an approach for managing risk with the support of your PMO if you have one. So I think it's really important to try to standardise jargon and vocabulary wherever we can in the area of risk, because we're talking about quantifying problems, potential problems. It's important to make sure that we're all speaking about problems and categorising them in the same way, because then you've got comparability in a way that perhaps you haven't got when you're talking about other areas of project management, where comparability between projects is perhaps less important. Okay, so that's it for me for today. I will see you in my next video. Bye.